Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. This is video 2 in the series of mixing a song in Universal Audio's Luna. Now in this video we're going to be looking at vocal tuning and vocal time correction. So we're going to be moving in and out of Luna for this, but hopefully you guys will get something out of it. Right, let's get to it. We're going to be looking at the tuning of the vocals today. Now, what I like to do when tuning vocals is to take the vocals out of any other DAW and tune them in Studio One. Now, the reason that I do that is because Studio One uses ARA technology. So what that means is that instead of having to insert, say, Melodyne on the first insert of every track in, say, Pro Tools or Luna, I can import all of those vocal files into Studio One and just with one click, turn all of them into Melodyne files, and it's much quicker than going into Luna or Pro Tools and physically loading and playing them into Melodyne. So all I have to do is to highlight all of the vocals and go up to Audio and choose Edit with Melodyne. So now all of those files can now be tuned using Melodyne. All I have to do is to go through all of those files and just tune them up. Now, I'm not going to tune the whole vocal file because that would take the whole life and performance out of that vocal file. I'm only going to pick the certain notes that I feel are out of tune. I don't want to ruin Jack's fantastic performance. So that's what I'm going to do next. The vocals are now tuned. Let's have a quick listen to the chorus vocals as they are now.
If I could only keep my head and just go home to her instead. But you see, you and me, we're one of a kind.
Now the next thing I want to check is this line here.
Through my mind.
As you can hear, the end of those phrases all end in different times. Now, we can correct it, but we need to work out if it's actually worth doing. And we can correct it using SynchroArt's Vocalign. All I have to do is to chop out the phrase that I want to manipulate using Vocalign and go to Audio and choose Edit with Vocalign. So this window appears. Now, all I have to do is to copy the lead vocal into the guide window, highlight all of the backing vocals, and then copy them into the dub window. Now, if you play that back,
Blood through my mind.
You can hear that they're a lot tighter. So I'm going to go with that. The Vocalign is fantastic. It does wonders for parts like this if you've got phrases that end in different points. Now that sounds a lot smoother than it did. But what I need to do next is to now go to the second chorus and just do the same with that. I'm going to copy the lead vocal into the guide, highlight the dubs, and then highlight the backing vocals and copy them into the dub window.
Blood through my mind.
And lastly, let's hear the last chorus.
Through my mind.
So this one here, the endings are completely out. Let's try again. And check it again.
My blood through my mind.
So those vocals are so much tighter. All I need to do now is to get the vocals out of Studio One and put them back into Luna. Before I put them back into Luna, if you remember earlier, I was talking about how I like a double track vocal to be a stereo double track vocal. What I'm going to do is to put that mono double track vocal into Revoice Pro to create a stereo version of it. So let's do that. So let's open Revoice Pro. And I'm going to copy the double track vocal that I've just exported from Studio One into Revoice Pro. So I've got the vocals inside of Revoice Pro. Let's set up a range here. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose New Doubler. I need to choose the endpoint. So that's the selected playback range. That's the bit in between this blue line here. Now I'm going to choose presets and let's go to factory presets and let's choose stereo vocal loose timing and choose new process. Now let's have a listen to that vocal.
If I could only keep my head and just forget the things you said, but they burn through my blood, through my mind.
So as you can hear now, we've got this big wide stereo double track vocal that I can now put back into Luna. So let's do that. I've got Luna open again. So what we need to do is to click on this little button up here, which is the versions button. So if I click there, now this opens another window or another part of the track that we can then add different versions of those takes to. So what I'm going to do, let's go to the lead vocal and click on the plus button. Now that's opened a new lane, so I can copy the lead vocal or the new lead vocal, the tuned lead vocal, into that track. So let's just drag that straight onto that track. So what I'm going to do now, just to do the same with all the other vocals. And the last thing I need to do is create a new track for that stereo double vocal we created. So let's go under my double track vocals there and let's create a new track. This time we're going to choose stereo and let's call it stereo dub and click OK. And let's just copy that straight back. And now let's hear that back.
If I could only keep my hand and just go home to her instead, but you see, you and me, we're one of a kind.
I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did get something out of this, and join me in the next video where we're going to be moving on and actually mixing the track.